So if you think your GPU is overheating and causing problems, so you just don't want it to be as hot, the first thing you want to do is to make sure that Windows is updated. And to do that, press the Windows button, type updates, check for updates, and then even if it says you're up to date, click check for update again. And then if something pops up, just let it download. And then you're going to want to make sure that your graphics drivers are up to date. The easiest way to do that is go into Device Manager, then go to Display Adapters, expand that, and then find your GPU, right-click it, Update Driver, search automatically for drivers, and if they're not updated, something will come up and it'll update it. And the next thing we're going to do is use MSI Afterburner to find our temperatures. It may look a little bit different for you. You can customize Afterburner skins, but all the same information is here. The first thing you're going to want to find is your idle temperature. So this temperature when you're not doing anything, there's nothing in the background. And so for me, it says it's around 44, 43 degrees. Next, click the cogwheel, go to monitoring, and here we can put what we want to show up in the on-screen display. And to do that, we're going to highlight what we want. There are some other useful things that I would recommend highlighting, just in case, like CPU temperature and GPU usage and GPU fan usage. And then we highlight what we want, and then click Show on-screen display. And I would recommend having GPU temperature on, GPU usage, memory usage, fan speed, and then click Apply, then OK. And then want to try and find what a good idle temperature would be for us. So this website says that for me it would be around 31 degrees, but I was getting around 44. And it says that under load, a good temperature would be around 60 to 70. And it says that the max is in the 90s. MSI Afterburner automatically recommends a temperature that you want to keep as your high. For me, it was 83. So next I'm going to use a benchmark called Unigen Heaven to stress my GPU. And so after running it for a while, we can see that I'm getting around 80 degrees, and it seems to be maxing out at 80 to 81 degrees. Then the percentage to the right of the temperature is almost at 100. It should usually always be at 100 if your GPU is being used up completely, which is what should happen in a benchmark. And if it's running at its max, then it'll be put under max load and reach its highest temperatures. And to the right of that, you can also see the percentage of how fast the fans are going. And so my GPU was kept at around 80 degrees, which was good. And so it didn't need to have the fans go any higher than 80%. But if you're getting higher temperatures and your fans aren't at the max, some things you can do is change the power limit to lower. This makes it so that your GPU gets used less, and so it won't be under as much pressure and won't be receiving as much power, therefore won't get as hot. Next thing you can do is go back to where monitoring was, then click fan. Then you can enable user-defined software for fan control, and then you can control what speed the fans go at what temperature the GPU is. And by default, at least for NVIDIA GPUs, they usually make it so that the fans are idle and not spinning at all until the GPU hits 60 degrees Celsius. But with MSI Afterburner on, you can make it so that the fans are on all the time, so that the GPU, when idle, you can get it under 60 degrees, which might help its lifespan. Also, minimizing MSI Afterburner still makes it so that the fans are being controlled by MSI Afterburner. So in the settings, you can go to General, and then there should be options to start with Windows, and I would recommend making sure you have those on. There are also other things that can help with temperatures, but they're more physical things like cleaning your case, cleaning your GPU, and I'll make a video on that sometime soon.